What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Berserk manga. This time I'll be reacting to the chapters Silent Darkness and Exodus. You'll be glad to know that I feel a ton better than last time. Honestly, the last reaction was a little bit fuzzy because that was the day after I had my kind of food poisoning flu incident. Didn't feel too great while recording that. But again, my head was quite fuzzy, so I will just have to go over it again. I do remember Ganishka kind of fusing with his Daka breeding machine, we'll call it, which was absolutely disgusting. Right here, I think we actually missed a chapter right there. We had this segment with the underground, I guess we're calling that Alliance, under Midland right here. So they're trying to save people before the fog gets to them and consumes them. Obviously, again, we saw in the next chapter, the fog has turned rather dangerous, if it wasn't already. It now kind of dissolves people and things alive right here, as we see the elephants and the ligers, and yeah, some disgusting scenes last time out, and that didn't help me at all. But looking forward to seeing what we got today. Do let me know what you guys thought about these chapters down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And let's get into Silent Darkness. I'm also a little bit excited today because I'm also reading Nana for the first time, so that's another manga I'll be covering on the channel from here on. Not sure how the uploads kind of sync up because again, I'm a couple in advance for both series, but I only upload Nana once a week. Yeah, it looks like we're starting out in Midland again, of course. I forget the actual name of this place, but you guys know where we are. Very empty streets. Got a few people stepping out. And I'd probably say last episode, maybe the quickest episode I've done so far as well, you know, like 30 minutes long. Yeah, apologies about that, but yeah, it looks like we've got a bit of a meeting going on here. Gone. The fog. And the monsters. They're really gone. Like in that dream. Like in the revelation. Wouldn't it be quite funny if, like, I really don't know what to think about this now I've actually thought about it. How, if, like, in the current day in this universe, what if that, like, the Bible and the Jesus was based off Griffith? in the future in this universe, I think this is far too late in history for that to be the case, but it could be the case. Could be like a kind of more modern version of it to these people. It kind of feels like that, doesn't it? Like Griffith is a bit like Jesus in a way. That obviously sounds like blasphemy to a few people. I can't imagine those people would be reading Berserk, but yeah. Listen to me. We are the Arklow Knights of the Midland Army. All of you, gather in the plaza in front of the cathedral. In accordance with the dream, revelation, all people of Wyndham, that's the one, will now escape the royal city. See, I said this before, there's a Wyndham like pretty close to me. Felt slightly differently. I do go there a little bit. I need a representative of each district to be chosen. Everyone, spread the word to your neighbours. If any neighbours can't move due to illness or other reasons, let us know. We'll assist them. Bring 2 or 3 days' provisions with you and nothing else. There's no need to be frantic. There's plenty of time before morning. So what do you reckon's going on here? Do you reckon Ganishka's kind of sucking up all this fog so we can use it against Griffith or something? Commander Laban? How are the other districts? According to the plan, sir. It must be the effect of the dream. The panic we feared is nowhere to be seen. Everyone is evacuating in orderly fashion. All right, second unit can take charge here. Everyone else, with me to the castle. Yes, sir. Still. Look like Indiana Jones right here. Just think something like this is really happening. Making a new Indiana Jones game, aren't they? I thought it was another movie. I haven't seen either of the two newer movies, the Crystal Skull, nor the latest one, but I've heard they're both pretty bad. I don't think I'm going to bother watching, to be honest. I don't really want to see Harrison Ford like that. I feel bad for Harrison Ford, honestly. Like, it's weird. Like, why is he still doing movies? He's really old now, and he's obviously not as great as he was. He pretty much just plays Harrison Ford in movies nowadays. But I just kind of I've got to think like the people behind him or something are just trying to like cash in while they can or something, because he's been in a lot of movies, even Blade Runner 2049, and just he was decent there, to be fair. But even then you could just tell like surely he's like just getting used for kind of money or something, because he was such a great actor. It's almost, I wouldn't say disgraceful, but it's such a shame. What's kind of, I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but again, he's almost getting kind of used by these companies. Oh, we've got Harrison Ford in, the original. And they do that a lot, especially nowadays, especially in horror as well. They've done that with the recent Exorcist movie, which I also haven't seen, but I've heard a lot about. I've heard apparently they totally disrespect some of the source material in that, so that's another one I'm not going to watch. But they bring back like a legacy character, a classic original character, just for like the marketing, and that's about it. It's a big shame, but yeah, I haven't actually seen Crystal Skull, which I've heard has got like, I've seen a few scenes of it. I've heard is a bit out there. They've all been quite out there, to be honest, but especially out there. And the latest one I haven't really even heard anything good about. Apparently it's just like bog average. So again, I'm not even going to bother checking them out, because I really love the original three. I remember when I was a kid watching that scene of that guy getting his face melted off. It was absolutely terrifying, but super fun movies in general. Stand the test of time as well. Don't know why recently I've been watching a lot of really sad movies. I watched 500 Days of Summer last night, which I love. One of my favourite of the type. I wouldn't even call that a really romance. It is kind of romance in a way. But I've watched quite a bit of romance-ish stuff recently. That I'm planning on watching 10 Things I Hate About You later tonight. That was one I really loved as well when I watched it when I was younger, but I don't remember all too much about. Again, I just remember really liking it. So I had the same with 500 Days of Summer. The expectation versus reality scene, brilliant, wasn't it? But I watched Almost Famous as well the other night, which is slightly romantic in a way, but very much less so than those two. Really, that was really awesome. I was really impressed with that. It was really long, but it didn't feel very long at all. Yeah, I can't even explain why I liked it so much. It was just like a kind of late teens kind of experience, and it's just really cool. Enough about the kind of movie recaps. What I watched this weekend. Been watching a lot more movies recently, which I'm glad about. I went a big period when I started kind of watching anime of not watching movies for a long time. I think movie romances are just quite a bit better than anime romance, honestly, in a lot of cases. I'm thinking about it, and I really like the new show, A Sign of Affection. Really enjoy that, but like comparatively to a movie and such, it just doesn't cover quite as much in the kind of span of time they both hold. But I am talking about some of like the best romance movies I've ever seen. So yeah, back to back to the story again. I took a little bit of a break from horror. You need a bit of a break every now and then. I did. I also watch Planet Terror a few nights before, so yeah, I need a bit of a break because that was disgusting. It was really good. Lots of big actors in that. Bruce Willis, Josh Brolin, lots of big actors in that. but it was absolutely disgusting. It was like not in the kind of gory type. It was gory as well, but it was more disgusting in the kind of it had loads of boils and exploding kind of disgusting rot, and yeah, it's just nasty. But it was really funny and it was very fun. So I'm glad I did watch that after knowing about that movie for like 15 years. It's also got a of course a Quentin Tarantino cameo. Yeah, let's actually get back now. Definitely check that out if you guys haven't seen it though. It's a fun movie. What's more, everyone in the city accepting it as a matter of course. And that includes me. And they've just fully dissolved. There's just no one here. You'd be forgiven for thinking they just kind of vanished out of their suits, which they did in a way. But we know they got dissolved. Which also, again, it seems like it would be a lot worse of a way to go than how it looked like they went. It looked like they didn't even really notice till it was all over with, which is probably the best way you can go about getting dissolved, I imagine. What's all this? Armor? It's as if the people walking around were walking around in it until just before this happened. We don't have time to investigate. Let's head for the prison. Aye. Castle's nigh uninhabited. What if it's the same here? Quiet enough. We haven't come across one living man. Only armor rolling about like cast-off shells. How is this? Is that carpet? That's like carpet. Clothing? What is this? Yeah, it's really, really reminiscent of Indiana Jones right here. I think intentionally so as well, perhaps. Maybe it's a bit of a. This arc has had a lot of Star Wars influence, and obviously Han Solo is in that. So perhaps they're also putting a little nod at his other big movie series in Indiana Jones right here. Okay, so these girls aren't dissolved. Is that dude in the back? Probably not. Plenty of scared naked girls. What the? It's alright. There's nothing to fear. Come to rescue you. We're the Midland Army, the Arklow Knights, your countrymen. Scared out of their wits. I imagine they've been through hell. Sister, they've really come. Shh. I mean, it's like the revelation. There's even a girl like her. You're right. Wasn't it because you believed the revelation that you covered up the bars like that? So yeah, yeah, they actually were clothed, but they covered up. Ah, okay. Interesting. So it was clothes. So they actually took all their clothes off and covered up the bars. Interesting. Then it's true. We are being saved? Yes. It's as the dream foretold. No Kushan remain in the castle or the city. Can relax now. We can leave. We're going to live. Oh God. Oh Hawk of the Lights. Whoa now. Yeah, watch out, ladies. Remember you took all your clothes off. Split up and unlock the other cells. Don't leave anyone behind. Yes, sir. Fucking hell. There really is a ton of them. Jesus Christ. Look at all these people. I'm actually surprised that many women were living in this place. Let alone that have been locked up. Wow, there are a lot of them. This huge prison's crammed to capacity. Those Kushan wretches, they really were rounding up women from all the hell over Midland. This isn't good. I never expected this many. Along with the people of Wyndham, at the very least we number in the tens of thousands. It probably won't be possible to get them all out of the city by morning, using the underground waterways as we originally planned. Is he thinking that we're going to start dressing these women in the leftover outfits? No. I was thinking that could be a pretty good disguise. I don't think a disguise is needed, don't get me wrong. But if we needed one, that'd be pretty cool. Aha, so that's it. This was part of it. Again, what beautiful architecture this is. Beautifully drawn again, like something I'd go into my city and see. A little bit more extravagant, more like something you go to London and see. But yeah, I've got kind of similar type buildings all over England. Always beautiful. Hey, that's Kushan? Kushan? It's the Kushan! Wait, remain calm. They're not Kushan. Commander? Mr. Laban? I apologise for startling you, Minister Foss. We lacked the time to send word and explain things. They're not Kushan. Then who are they? No, they don't look Kushan. Oh, they are the women. I was right. Okay, again, I don't know why we needed to do this, but we are doing it. What's this? It also might be a bit confusing if we do encounter the Kushan, but I don't think that's a possibility, to be honest. As I said, I think everyone's been dissolved. What's this? We still have plenty of more to go around, and now we'll carry out our escape from Wyndham. I like how they're kind of embracing it a little bit. Like this girl, like, just, oh, I thought she was actually kind of holding that thing right in front of her face. Go girls. And out we go. The Kushan Empire marching out. Okay, cool. Let's read some comments before we move on to the final chapter for today. I don't think this bearded guy is an evil person, does he? I mean, he could die in the next chapter, that's for sure, but I don't think this is a bad dude, is it? I think, again, our initial impression of him, our initial impression of Minister Foss was quite bad in the Golden Age arc, which again kind of betrays expectations of what he is now, I guess. But this guy was never shown to be bad, was he? He was actually quite cool when we met him. Don't even know what's happening. I mean, you should know what's happening because everything that is happening has been foretold. Like that's yeah, that's one thing about this current situation that maybe I'm not too impressed with. I mean, obviously, when I say I'm not too impressed, it's like you can't really do much about it because it's a foretelling of events to come and such. But and you don't know exactly how it happened, but you kind of know how things will end before it happens, which is always so it's like being spoiled. It's yeah, it's always a little bit never appreciate that too much. I do like a big twist and such, but and that could still happen. But you should know what's happening. You should. I think inevitably all these people will be under Griffith, won't they? So they're sneaking out all the prisoners disguised as the enemy army. Griffith is very overpowered, isn't he? Really is. Oh, the thing is as well, we haven't actually seen him in a proper fight since he's become Femto either. We've just seen like glimpses of his power. Also, another thing is, again, I've been told, but also because the story, I kind of thought that whole kind of replicating the eclipse thing was done, to be honest with you, but it looks like that is actually still kind of going on to a degree. Perhaps that is also what might be going on here. These people will be under Griffith, but they'll be for the sacrifice, like what we saw with the eclipse and the Pound of the Hawk. Maybe Griffith is wanting to sacrifice everyone again. I don't know what ends that would be, but yeah, I was told that the story is still kind of replicating the eclipse, which again I thought was already finished. But yeah, that's not too much interest in the comment section. Let's move on to the final chapter for today. Exodus. A mass exodus of Midland. I've also, on another note, I've also been playing I said a while ago I was playing Resident Evil 2, which I completed a while ago. I think I'm going to replay that again. As I only played as Leon, of course. You always got to play as Leon. I haven't played the remake of Resident Evil 4 yet, but I think I'm planning on replaying both of them. Quite a shame that the sales are over with Xbox. You get again games like Dead Space 2 and Resident Evil. I got the Resident Evil 2 for like £6 or £7, which is I think it's like 40 now again or something ridiculous. And yeah, there was like £2 games during the sale, which is over now, so that's a bit of a shame. I should have bought more games during that period, honestly. But yeah, I plan on replaying both those Resident Evil 2 and 4 again on the hardest difficulty. I played Dead Space. Honestly, I played Dead Space on the hardest difficulty with Zealot. There's another one higher than it, but the only difference is that you can only save the game 3 times, and I don't have enough time to play through the game in 3 instances, so I can't ever really do that one. But as I said, I've done it on Zealot difficulty, and it really wasn't very difficult. I'd say up until chapter 14, I died maybe 3 or 4 times, and then on the way to the final boss, I must have died, what, 30, 40 times, like a crazy amount. It was ridiculously difficult. But honestly, it still wasn't even that hard. I actually thought I'd die more and the enemies would actually kind of one-shot me in a lot of circumstances, and they did in that chapter 15. But before that, again, it was actually I actually was completing it on a faster pace than I did on my first playthrough on normal mode. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I only played the first Dead Space when I was a kid, because I saw the cover and it was cool as hell, and it was a great game. But I remember that being very difficult, but it's probably because I was a kid. And that was again on normal difficulty, so I was expecting something quite crazy, and yeah, but a little bit let down. I know that Resident Evil will be good at that though, because I think the higher difficulties really are quite a lot harder, with like ammo consumption and such. A bit more of a scarce kind of survival horror experience. And I think I prefer those, to be honest with you, like a Silent Hill, Resident Evil type. But I did love playing through Dead Space 2. As I mentioned, that was the only one I missed playing when I was a kid. I haven't played the remake yet, but I don't think I will, honestly. Again, I'll wait for that to go on sale, because I'm paying 60, 70 quid for games. Some games that came out like 3 or 4 years ago, you'd never see this back in the day. Some games that came out 3 or 4 years ago are still the same price as they were when they released. And in some cases, look, some of the original Xbox games and such are actually much more expensive. Like they kind of lowered over time, then they've gone back up again. And again, you never used to see that. You never used to see games 3 years later be the same bloody price. And obviously the price is hiked in general. I remember new releases used to be £40 pretty much every time on release maximum. And now again they're like 60, 70, 80. Sometimes more, especially more if you want the kind of special editions and such, and if you want all the DLC. And yeah, that gaming nowadays is just like a farm. The farm for these again, some developers and some studios are great, don't get me wrong, but like EA Sports is just like a farm for money, essentially. And how heavens would you know they made the only bad Dead Space game? I wouldn't call it bad, but comparatively it's nowhere near as good. But yeah, enough of that tangent. Again, I'm playing little games at the minute. I wanted to buy Okami, which is a game I heard a lot about in the mid 2000s. I never got to play, but that went off sale, so I'll wait till that's on sale again and play that. It looks like a very different style of game I'm used to. But will this really work? Have faith. I mean, there's no one answer. There's no other answer. Everything the children said corresponds so far. Their predictions came true. I'm also playing quite a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Last couple of days. Thought I'd get back into it and try a new deck out. Trying to build. I had a Telements deck on Master Duel, and I came back and obviously half the cards are banned. I didn't ever really know how to play that deck in the first place. I was alright with it, but I still couldn't ever wrap my head around that deck because it was crazy. If any of you guys have played, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm trying to play a Exosister deck. I've never played it and hardly even ever read any of the cards, but it seems like it'd be pretty good. So yeah, I'm taking my time grinding enough to be able to buy that deck. I'm always a free-to-play player. I don't want to spend too much on games. I especially don't want to do microtransactions. But yeah, a little farther, it takes me back to when. I'm not sure if I should be saying this. I think I've alluded to it before with EA. I used to get FIFA. I originally used to buy FIFA and put FIFA points on there and have a decent team and such and spend a lot of money. And then I'd like buy the game outright, make a load of coins, sell those coins off to make a profit, and then sell the game back. I haven't done this in the last couple of years, but then I just ended up buying EA Play, which you could play 8 hours of the game. I think maybe like 10 hours actually. 10 hours of the game for like £3 for the month. But if you cancelled the subscription, it would only cost you like 10p if you cancelled it on like day 1 or day 2. So I'd end up buying it on there, getting a refund. So I'd spend 10p on the game, making a load of coins within that 10 hours and selling those coins. So I'd kind of just like rip off EA. Like I used to really enjoy doing that, getting back at them a little bit. I'm not sure if it even hurts them that much, but I used to kind of revel in the fact that I used to scam EA. Again, I'm not sure I should be saying that, but yeah, let's get back into the manga. A little further on, we're past the Kushan garrison. If we can just get through the gate. Halt! State your unit's name and affiliation. Ah, shit, so there is still some Kushan. Are these Kushan? think so. That guy looks very Asian. How is this ever gonna work? like I said, that guy looks very Asian. Obviously, the Kushans are like Indians, and these guys so like white white Europeans. And there's women in here as well. This should never work. We'll see though. So Lavan, what's your mission and destination? Why have we stopped? Shh, be quiet. Well, why don't you answer? We'll have to break through. But still. Wait! Examine this, sir. It's our dispatch order. Oh. Really now? But yeah, I mean, we could probably just break through. We'd lose a few people, but could easily break through. I've got like a little army here. Interesting. There was a slight mix-up. My apologies, Commander. So why is this text in? I'm thinking that this is because they're speaking a different language. That was also another thing I was going to bring up. Like, surely they both speak different languages. There's no way we'd even be able to answer. It looks like someone's actually helping us. Some rando. Yeah, they were speaking a different language. There was a slight mix-up. My apologies, Commander. I will help you. Please play along with me. He speaks our language? Certainly. I permit their passage. Open the gates. Nice. Who is this guy? One of Griffith's. He took. Oh yeah, probably one of Griffith's Kushan that he kind of redeveloped, we'll say. Just who are you? My name is Jareth. I am the band of the Hawks espionage. I am in the band of the Hawks espionage division. The band of the Hawk? Wait, you're Kushan? Yes. There are quite a few of us in the band. Kushan there are plenty of us in the band. Kushan who have pledged fealty to the Hawk. I don't fully know what that means, but you can kind of assume, can't you? Fealty. Not a term you hear very often. A feudal tenant or vassal sworn loyalty to a lord. A formal acknowledgement of a loyalty to a lord. Yeah, as you assume. Could have just said loyalty. But again, they like using strange words in these days. Slash words weren't developed. Language has always been developing, hasn't it? See plenty of new stuff added to the dictionary and stuff every year. We'd never draft soldiers from the enemy empire we're currently fighting. At least, not aside from war slaves. Couldn't agree more. Oh, damn. Look at those legs. This guy's got a 6-pack on his legs. It's ridiculous, right? I've got some pretty strong legs. I've got my legs are very muscular. They've always been more muscular. Yeah, I don't want to prop myself up too much or anything, but I've always been much more muscular than others around me. Nothing like this. Maybe it looks like one side of this without the 6-pack. Spring. Who goes there? Oh shit. Silat, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, Mr. Silat? I've no cause to give the enemy my name. How intimidating is that as well? It's these huge ass bastards dropping in front of you. But we got a bit of an expression from this one. I guess. I guess. What the? This is This is a surprise. What would you scheme? Sorry, my bad. That you would scheme such a large-scale escape by these means. Where did you scrape together this huge amount of equipment? Why'd we stop? Did something happen up ahead? And then there's you. You dare to say you're a pledge of the Hawk, you traitor! We'll have to cut our way through. If we leave even one alive, the Kushan will be after us. Just a moment. You people are the Bakiraka clan, are you not? So we're prepared for this, of course. And yeah, there's no way. I'm pretty sure Sylat and these 4 giant Junguses would probably be almost everyone here. There's a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but I don't think any of them are quite as skilled. Stay back, Mr. Foss. It's dangerous. The Bakiraka? You can't mean. There's a group of assassins that secretly work for the lands of the Holy See. I do believe they're called the Bakiraka. Yeah, that's a throwback right there, isn't it? The guts taken on the Bakiraka. Your masters, the former royal family of Midland, were also good sponsors of ours. What? You jest. Our royal family would never hire a bunch of heathens like you. But wait. I hear the Bakiraka are all masters of astounding killing arts. You mustn't take them lightly. We have women and children here. Exercise discretion. I have heard of the Bakiraka's bitter history. Previously, you were a clan of war slaves serving the overthrown royal family. Driven from your home, you finally reached this strange land. You are warrior people who have survived as assassins, relying on your extraordinary combat skills. To you, this war is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to establish a foothold in the Imperial Army and repatriate to the land of your from the land. Sorry, there's a lot of dialogue there. To you, this war is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to establish a foothold in the Imperial Army and repatriate, which I'm going to have to Google. Repatriate, although you can assume what that means. Repatriate to the land of your birth. Do you dispute this? I'm not even going to Google it again. You can just assume, can't you? You're quite well informed and quick-witted. The Hawk chooses his men well. Knowing all that, I dare to say this. Clan of the Bakiraka, would you care to try serving my master, the Hawk? I do think this was coming, wasn't it, a little bit? This was coming. Sylat. He wasn't killed, he wasn't opposed by Griffith, so it kind of made sense that he might end up joining him. I think we did bring that up a while ago, didn't we? Really? Well, what madness is this? You're recruiting the enemy who stands before us? Good point. But yeah, we are. These are Kushan. So are you, though. And so is everyone here right now, I said, in a way. We're all wearing their armour. The Empire is indeed mighty, but it's an emperor of terror led by a mad emperor. Empire of terror, led by a mad emperor. Would you dare to assist in that tyranny in order to be reinstated to the Kushan? Would you throw away your pride as warriors? Pride as warriors, you say? We lost any such thing a long time ago. Ever since we adorned ourselves in the wretched guise of assassins in this land. If the clan can survive and claim a land in which to live peacefully, we don't care if we have to eat mud and finish up without a name. Cast about the word tyranny if you like. We side with the strong. So you will be siding with Griffith, is what I'm seeing here. Besides, someone of your quick wit should know this. No nation exists in this world that doesn't practice tyranny. They use it to compete and struggle for supremacy. That itself is the reason of the world of man. Haven't you realized the truth? Your clan's land of peace could lie right beneath the wings of the hawk. Well said. And the future the hawk will bring about could perhaps lie outside, the reason of the world of man which you speak. What do you mean? I'm not sure, it's just a sense. No, a conviction. Everyone who sides with the hawk has it. This war is not as it appears to be. What? A Spanish word right here. Reconquista. To retake a kingdom, or some jihad between two peoples claiming different gods. So let's have a little Google. Reconquista. First thing that comes up is Reconquista of Spain. Some kind of, I'm gonna guess it's some kind of like war, something. A long Christian campaign to recapture Spain and Portugal is known as the Reconquista. The Reconquest. Reconquest. Okay. Makes sense. And I'm guessing jihad is something similar. Striving or struggling. Especially with, wow, that's a bit obnoxious. These guys dare call themselves strugglers. These guys. Don't like that. Right now, we find ourselves. This is actually a longer chapter than usual. There's not nearly as many of the double pages as there. Right now, we find ourselves in some unbelievable, inscrutable, tremendous current. Did I say that right? Inscrutable, yeah. Tremendous current. Guiding it is the hawk. This war is nothing more than a single event within that current. The current, causality. And what lies in its path is... What are you saying lies in its path? Let the man finish. Let the man finish. It's always like that thing in movies where they're like, where someone's saying something like, oh, so what does that mean? And it's like, just wait and we'll tell you. A new world no one has ever seen. I don't know why this guy actually looks quite cute and happy over here. It's like a bit chuffed. Maybe it's just the angle that we're at. I think he's actually just straight faced, but yeah. Quite a speech. Isn't it a bit grandiose to say just to ensnare an enemy? Otherwise, it's the speech of a band of fanatics. That might be true, perhaps. Go then, young master. Don't get me wrong. Do you think we can capture this many of them on our own? I don't care to run around fixing others' mistakes. That's all it is. That's all this is. Okay. Good work, Psylocke. Good work. Not quite the acceptance just yet, but it's going to let us pass. Maybe I have caught a glimpse of this. Inscrutable current or whatever it is you describe. However, we Bakiraga have been at the mercy of an undeniable fate. We've survived relying solely on our own skills and bodies, and we too have come to perceive something. Is it right to yield oneself to something inscrutable? Oh, interesting point. Depends who you are, doesn't it? Depends what you believe. Having said that, the same applies to that mad emperor. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing, really. Griffith or the emperor. I'll watch with my own eyes and see whether this new world of yours really comes calling or not. Hello there, Sir Owen. Classic fist bump. Or forearm bump. Good job, guys. You're still alive. As are you, thankfully. We have much to discuss, but please, first report your safe return to our leader. Look at that fucking bastard up there. Look at that bastard up there. You get to meet the man. So yeah, that is it. No final artwork. Strange. Yeah, let's read some comments before we move on. Pretty cool chapters today. Pretty cool chapters. Again, felt like something like you'd see out of the Bible or something, doesn't it? Yeah, that was a good line, wasn't it? Is it right to yield yourself something inscrutable? It's almost like becoming you are a kind of belief. You are that kind of, you are just your belief in a way. If you do that, you're actually not a person anymore. You are just a vessel. Interesting. This again, the author really likes to bring up these questions of faith and such, doesn't he? Yeah, I agree with this. I do like the Bakiraka. The designs are pretty cool, but I would also not like them to join the Band of the Hawk. I don't think he'd be able to. Griffith just gets stronger and bigger, and Guts is getting stronger as well. I guess he's also getting weaker, in a sense. But the longer it goes on, I'd say Guts' odds were. Oh, I'm not very good at odds. Say his percentage of winning was like 5%, and it's just going down the further the story goes on. And 5% is actually being very generous. That 5% includes main protagonist power, which this show doesn't have a lot of. Actually, it does in a way, in a sense, it does, but nowhere near as much as other shows. Every TV show and manga and such has that, don't they? Yeah, that's true. Foss and Griffith really, they had some moments between them earlier on in the series, didn't they? That should be very interesting. I doubt Griffith cares too much about that now because he's no longer human. So I actually think maybe he doesn't have to worry. Probably will be worrying, but he probably doesn't have to. War or Warbeck, protecting your religious pride. Okay. This is the only person in the world that cares for Owen and Laban right here. Don't get me wrong, again, they're okay characters, but I don't think anyone actually likes them like that, do they? Yeah, thank you guys for watching. As I said, good couple chapters here today. I think we'll be finishing off the volume next time out, won't we? Again, not majorly eventful. Again, almost just kind of felt like scriptures from a Bible, almost of like a great saving, a foretold event. As I said, some of these events do feel because they have been foretold, they do feel a bit kind of like run of the mill, just kind of going along with the plan, if you know what I'm saying, going along with what we all know is going to happen. Maybe they could kind of pace it up a little bit in that respect, but yeah, we'll see what they got next time. As I said, I was always looking forward to these chapters. They sound very interesting, but next time we have Shiva and the Heavens Shook, which again sound very interesting, so can't wait to see that. Probably some Ganishka stuff right there perhaps, but yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I'll be back next week with those final chapters, so I'll see you guys then, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.